Mim, don't forget the $. You now tune in to Yellow Taxi Podcast, man. You in my neighborhood. This man right here, man. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
This man right here. This is my twin right here, man. This is my pops, man. That's G Mim's Jr. I'm G Mim's the third. Is when they come over here. But yeah, man, we at my hood, man. That's right. Y'all's a block. Tune in.
Taxi Podcast with my man G Mim.
Don't forget the $. You already know, man. Yellow Taxi Podcast. We here, man. We on y'all's block. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
About to take y'all around the town. Talk a little bit about my rap. Talk a little bit about my music. I need you to take me to the money. Can we do that?
Let's go.
All right, we out.
Hey.
What's up, man?
I got a new episode today. I'm with G Mim. Don't forget the $, from Harlem.
You with me, man. Don't forget the $. We about to go around the town, man. You about to take me to the money, man. I need you to get me to the money, man. That's it. That's where we going.
Let's get to it.
Right now, we leaving from a Hun Knife, man. This is my neighborhood. This neighborhood means a lot to me, man. I'm really from the Hun 10th side.
Okay.
But, you know, the block is 109th side, man. I'm from Cathedral Parkway Towers, but a Hun Knife is just, if you from a Hun Knife, you from a Hun Knife, period. My family goes back real far over here, man. So this neighborhood is real proud of me. You know, I carry them everywhere I go. I'm a little bit of a hybrid from the block, man. I'm like from Harlem and from the Upper West Side. I just say I'm from Hun Knife, but that's the Upper West Side. You know, I got a lot of friends and people that I grew up with from like 109th down to 96. Shout out to like Douglas Projects. Shout out to my homies on 96th Street. Even down to 92nd, I played a lot of basketball with a lot of people from 92nd. So my territory ranged from like 92nd to into Harlem. You know what I mean?
But you used to be a basketball player. What made you turn to be a rapper?
Well, you know, I mean, I think that's kind of common, you feel me? Like becoming a basketball player and being and rapping. The two kind of go hand in hand. I think that music was always an inspiration to me when I played basketball. I always use music for motivation. And, you know, it's a good expression of words and a good expression of emotion. In basketball, you don't really always get to say much. You just kind of use your physical. Music gives me an opportunity to really like express my feelings and express my observations of the world. I started out doing music really just, man, I had friends that rapped really young. Shout out to my man Preview, my man Raphael. When I was going to school, we started off as basketball friends. He showed me that he could rap and he was like signed mad young. So I was just like, that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? I wrote my first rhyme. We had like a group and he always told me like it's something I should kind of take serious, which I didn't take serious until I got like later on in high school and in college.
Okay.
So that's what inspired it, you know what I mean? Just a means of expression. I just always was a rap fan. I kind of grew up under a hip hop background. My step pops, I don't really like to use the word step because he's been in my life majority of my life, you know what I mean, since I was about 4. You know, you guys met my biological pops when I left the building, but my step pops been in my life just the difference is 4 years, you know what I mean? And he's a hip-hop legend. His name is DJ Red Alert. And I've always been around like a hip-hop library, you feel me? I've had almost every album, every record that you could think of from a certain period of time, and being able to be exposed to that much music just made me intrigue me, you feel me? I wanted to be able to write my own music.
And how did your neighborhood influence your music?
Shit, my cousin was one of the first people, if not the first person to ever invest in me. My cousin Kat, he from the neighborhood. Actually, along with Kat, my man Nino, my man Ross, he introduced me to my first like recording studio, and me and my cousin would book out like big hours. We'll book like 8-hour blocks, 10-hour blocks. Sometimes I didn't even see the sun, and I would just work, record. And we was doing that real early. I got like recording studio habits real early, and then that's really where it started. I started rapping in my block, started rapping for my like people in my building, and my people, my homies and stuff in my neighborhood kind of put me on to like studios and just little things to get started. And it expanded from there. After that, my man Pachardo, if I had to be honest, my man Pachardo, Mike and Andre, they started taking me to in Harlem, the Dougie Fresh studio. They didn't start taking me to Harlem, but they started taking me to Dougie Fresh studio in Harlem, where Dougie Fresh has sons that rap also. And I used to see them in they recording studio, and I learned a lot from them. So, you know, that's really what happened to me. I went from my block showing me how to go find a studio. My man Mike Spitz, I used to go to a studio all the way in New Rochelle called EQ Studios. And then people from the block would come support me. They come stay up with me while I was working on my music. And I shot my first few videos on the block. And then, you know, I started meeting people like Frio Rob, and he started like help connect dots for me. My block helps me to this day, man. We 8-10 years in the end, and they still help me. They still influence me. I just shot a video in my neighborhood like a month ago. Trinidad James, I brought Trinidad James to the block. Shout out to Trinidad.
You from 109?
So I'm from 110th.
Oh, you're from, okay.
But the block is 109th. So we just went down 110th. This is like the borderline.
Okay.
The street that we just went down, we coming down 110th Street. So right now we are in Harlem. You feel me?
Yeah.
We're officially in Harlem. Like my building, my block in Harlem, the actual borderline of Harlem is like one corner across the street from the next. Once you cross the street, we officially in Harlem. Okay. So I had to come to Harlem for school. My family, my mother and my father, they families from Harlem. We coming down 110th, like 111th, everything from 115th to 110th. My direct family is from. So I always had to come into Harlem for everything, for every little thing. School, family, friends, basketball. That's how I always was like a hybrid, you know what I mean? Some of my friends stayed on the Upper West Side. Me, I always kind of left out to come into Harlem. So that's where you get like my style from. That's where you get my personality from, my attitude. It comes from a little bit of both parts of Harlem and everything.
And what's your relationship with your dad, knowing that he's a big pioneer in the music industry?
You know, our relationship is kind of cool. We have I'm not gonna lie, we actually have more of a real human personal relationship. It's not really so much predicated on music, but when we talk about music, we could talk for days, man. I learned so much from him about just the heritage and the prestige of hip-hop, you know what I mean? From him, I get my appreciation for the culture. A lot of times we just do rap and we do music for the money and everything, and truly, he's the reason why I want to leave a legacy. He's the reason why I want to be in the hip-hop textbooks, why I want to be able to give the information and the culture of hip-hop back to my youth and my friends and stuff like that. We on 12th block right now, man. I gotta shout out 12th block, my man Rich. That's someone that's been behind me in my more recent establishment times. He's the one that kind of helped me get connected with Jim on a real rap note. Right now we down 12th block, man. This is no fear block, man. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta be built a certain way to survive down here. And my man Rich really helped me out, man. He connected me with Capo, and I've been Vamp Life ever since. Shout out to Vamp Life. You feel me?
That's how you met Jim Jones?
That's not how I met Jim Jones, but that's how I got like on Jim Jones' radar as a rapper.
Oh, okay.
I knew Jim Jones for a while. I'm from Harlem. We from the same neighborhood. I also live over here, like 113th and 7th.
So how you connect with Jim Jones?
So one of my mentors is the Heatmakers. Austin is from the Heatmakers. He's a producer. He's the one that made all them beats like I'm ready, I'm ready. He made Dipset Anthem. I used to be in the studio with Arsonist, the Heatmakers, him and Fred, and my man Laurent, my man Els hooked me up with Arsonist. And from me being in the studio with Arsonist, working with Arsonist, I always seen Jim come to the studio, Jewels come to the studio. Yes. I always seen Cam come to the studio. A lot of rappers, I got exposed to a lot of rappers through my mentor, man. Arsonist is a big mentor, a big, important, pivotal person in my career and in my opportunities. But being around the Heatmakers, man, has allowed me to be around Jim on a more consistent note. I seen a lot of music get made, a lot of great music that people love. I seen a lot of music get made. One day I was in the studio with Rich, and he called Jim, and Jim was already familiar with me, and I was working on some music. Me and Jim did a song called Angels, and I feel like 2 months before that, he had told me that, you know, he wanted to tap in with me, and he wanted me to be a part of Vamp Life. And we've been on ever since, man. We've been rocking ever since. He showed me a whole bunch of things, man. I've been in Miami with Jim. I've been in different states and cities with Jim, performing, recording, and just soaking up all the game, you know. So I'm proud of it, man. He from Harlem, our neighborhoods. He from the same kind of hood I'm from, man. Right now we going past 15. Shout out to my boy, my man 2Gs. Yeah, 15th and Lennox, man. Shout out to my nigga 2Gs. And yeah, man, it's just a close-knit family. You know what I mean?
It's song with Dice Peso or King Street.
Oh yeah. We got a man, we on the Bird Gang 2.0 project together. I got a song with Dice Pesos. I got a couple songs with Dice Pesos. One is on my project that I dropped called the Hustle World Tour. It's called Don't Judge Me. It's me, Dice, and Jim. Me and King is on a song together with Jim. It didn't come out yet. It's supposed to be on the Vamp Life mixtape. It's called Pray For Me. It's called Mama. It's a mama song. We on another song called Uda Prayer also. Me and King is on a song called Uda Prayer. And yeah, we got songs together. We got a lot of songs together from Vamp Life, Bird Gang type 2.0 type of thing. But those is my guys. Those are all my brothers. We doing a show. We performing. I'm performing with King on February 16th at Graf's show. Nice. Coming up. So
shout out to the whole Empire.
Yeah,
Live,
shout out to the
Dice Peso, Jim Jones original.
Yeah, shout out to them. Yeah, they talented. They all talented. Hey, we all kind of doing our thing, man, and just giving each other that energy, man. Giving each other that real good energy and keeping each other motivated.
And you just dropped an EP. Can you tell me more about it?
Man, I dropped a project called the Hustle World Tour. You feel me? This is some of my merch I got on. Actually, I'm wearing from it. The Hustle World Tour. I got features from Jim, Dice, Joel Ortiz, Trinidad James, Jay Wan, Dave East, my man Rich Reels, my man R.I.P., my man Westside Dutchy. Nice. It's like a 15-track project that I got out with features with just some of my close friends and some of my oh yeah, my man Dilla Illa. He on Vamp Life also. And you know, shout out to all of them. They all helped me put this project together. It's on all streaming platforms. You can find it on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, whatever your choice of preference. You know what I mean? Wherever you listen to music on, it's up there. The Hustle World Tour. It's a nice pink album cover. Harlem pink. You feel me? Okay. Good Harlem pink.
What's your favorite spot in the city?
My favorite spot in the city? Yeah. The studio. The recorder studio.
You probably got many, so what? Like where you go hang out, where you go eat.
I mean, I like to eat. Man, I like to eat right on Lost.
Not from Harlem.
For some not from Harlem,
yeah,
I like to eat.
From Harlem, like you want to come to Harlem, and where you bring it?
Come pull up the 113th and 7th. I mean in Lennox, Lost 3 Charros. Okay. It's a Mexican spot. Okay. That's a spot where, you know, you could come get a good drink, come get some good food if you like Mexican food. And you know, it's a good environment. A lot of people from the neighborhood pull up there. Jim Jones pulls up there. You never know who's gonna pull up there. I'm not gonna lie. Jewels and Lil Baby and Future just shot their video over there. Justin LeBoy was just over there. Yeah. You never know who's over there. I might be over there. So I like that. I like coming to different places though. After a while, the same place you know what I mean, gets a little boring. So even over here, we buy 120, what's this, 124th and Lennox. I like Harlem Shake right here to your left. I like Caribbean Sea. For a little, I like to get the shrimp over there and a little rice and peas. I like to get their little, they got some sweet chili salmon or something like that. You can always, and when you want something regular, you can go get a chopped cheese from Haji's. You can get a chopped cheese from Hun Knife. It's different things, man. I like El Puerto. El Puerto. Yeah. That's the 24-hour seafood spot. I always go over there. You might see me late night pulling up on people that's over there. Shout out my homegirl Blue. She be out there doing her brand called Unavailable. Where else I like to go? I like to go uptown to get some food. It just depends on where I'm at. It depends on the time of day. My breakfast thing, I used to like Japs. but Japs is not open no more. I think now we got Dirty Kitchen.
Okay.
But it's about the vibe, really. It's about the vibe, man. I go to different places for different vibes. Ricardo's, oh yeah, Ricardo's.
Yeah,
My cousin just celebrated her birthday a couple days ago. Shout out Ricardo's. Ricardo's is the spot. Oh yeah, another favorite spot. We just came off 109th. Frida's. I go to Frida's and get food. Frida's is my spot too. So I just like to change it up every now and then. You know what I mean? I ain't too bougie for a chicken spot. Right now, speaking of food, we buy the popular Sylvia's. The popular Sylvia's right now. Red Rooster, a couple spots is over here that people get food from. But I ain't too bougie for a chopped cheese, for a chicken spot, seafood spot. You know what I mean? I try to do different things. My man Double Nickels and Blue, unavailable. They just put me on the El Tina's. I used to go to El Porto a lot, but I never been to El Tina's that much. I went to El Tina's, had a good meal. So yeah, I just go to different spots. It depends on what you want. Spanish food, Mexican food, soul food. I could go to Jacob's for some soul food too. Back when I was younger, there used to be a spot called Manners. I think they still have Manners in certain spots, like up on 145th and everything, maybe 130 something in Lenox. But it's a lot of like new restaurants opening up, man. I like to see a lot of new businesses, a lot of businesses for people that's from this town, that's from the city. But yeah, man, I switch it up a lot. It's a lot of options out here in Harlem, man. You can always get some good food somewhere in Harlem.
And you haven't got in comparison to Joe Badass. How did you make you feel for a New Yorker, as a New Yorker?
I get comparisons often, long as they nice. You heard? Long as the rappers is nice, I'm cool with that. I've gotten a couple comparisons, but you know, a lot of times the rappers I'm compared to are rappers of substance. You know what I mean? Rappers that leave good. That leave something important behind their music. Okay. And that's what I appreciate that the most, man. I appreciate that the most. We over on Lenox, we on the 132nd side. You know, I'm gonna bring up, I had a high school friend. She was like my high school sweetheart. Her name was Tiani. She's real big now. She works for Kanye West. Her and her daughter went super viral on 7th. They right from this block. I used to come to this block. I used to leave my high school and I used to walk her home every day right over here. We used to go to the same McDonald's. Manners used to be over here. It's a Golden Crust. Her pops, her brothers, her moms, they were real important in just making sure I was good on these parts of Harlem and making sure I was just alright and I grew up the right way. So I just gotta shout them out because they're very successful and they doing their thing. I wouldn't be who I am without them. On 7th, also on the 7th side of this block is Dougie Fresh Sons. I told you about Dougie Fresh Sons. Dougie Fresh Studio, his house is over there on 7th side of this. But yeah, man, this block right here means a lot to me, man. Damn, man, I had a lot of nights out here, man. My homegirl Dez used to live over here. I used to go to 135th and go chill with Dez. Some people know her as Karma. But man, we used to have, I think about all the cookout nights, all the walk homes from cookouts, from parties. Man, this Lenox right here, 135th and Lenox, man. This a spot right here. I played a lot of basketball for YMCA. I won a tournament, me and my high school friends, after we finished our high school tournament. Up the block to left over here between 7th and Lenox, we played in a YMCA tournament and we won a championship. I played in so many basketball tournaments, bro. I played all through Harlem, man, everywhere, you name it. I used to play for like Riverside Hawks. I played for, well, once I got on high school, I couldn't play for nobody else but my high school. I only had to play for Harlem Lions. But I played Douglas, I played Hudson Guild, I played for Booker T. Man, I played for so many different teams and tournaments. This means the world, man. We right by Harlem Hospital. I did a nice, one of my favorite giveaways for Christmas. I did with a group called the Round Table. Shout out my man Malik Lotta. That's another Harlem. He Eastside Harlem. His pops Bob McCullough is the one who kind of like was the face of the Rucker when it first started, which is some real Harlem time. Yeah, we came down here. No, I wasn't born here. I was born in St. Luke's, but I did my favorite giveaway here, man. And that was pretty dope. Yeah, man, there's a lot going on over here.
And is it more challenging for you because your father is in the Red Outlet now?
I mean, yeah, I think people think it's easier, but it's really not that much easier. It's harder because the expectation is
people expect more from you.
Yeah, people expect more from me. People expect me to they expect that I have the everything at my hands, at my fingertips, and I don't. This is where the infamous Big L poke pictures, man. We on 140th and Lenox, man. This is that Cameron territory, man. This that area, man. I got a few people over here too that I hold dear, man. These are my peoples over here, man. Yeah, but so I think people think that it's some of it should come easier to me, so I gotta work harder. But you know, little do they know, like, I don't even be telling too many people. I don't like the stepfather thing, you feel me? So I don't tell everybody, oh, that's my stepdad and I got a biological dad. If people kind of knew my background, they'll understand that I come from the same place that any rapper had to get it on their own from. You know what I mean? I don't have that much of a leeway, but because I grew up in hip hop so much, you know, that's my father, you feel me? I don't take nothing away from him as it. And he had me around everything. I was in the radio stations, I was at the events, I was, you know what I mean? But he taught me how to make my own way, you feel me? He taught me how to figure it out myself, man. Oh, we about Minnesink, man. I played in so many tournaments in Minnesink and in parties. Oh man, the parties used to go crazy over here, man. Shout out to May, man. My homegirl May from over here too, man. But getting back to my pops, man, that should mean a lot to me. My man Brandon from over here too, I used to come to 143rd. Damn, bro, my Harlem story is so crazy, bro. I used to come to 143rd and spend the nights at my man Brandon was like my longest lasting, well, not my longest lasting, but he's one of my closest friends ever, man. That's my man, bro. That's my brother right there. Shout out to Brandon. But yeah, a lot of times people think it comes a little easier, but I've had listen, man, I'm fortunate, bro. I've had an amazing experience, bro. I've had a unique experience in hip hop. I'm one of those people that didn't have to rap to be known in the industry, you feel me? I'm well known in the music industry. People know me on all sorts of ways, from just seeing me around and seeing me hold myself down. So I am blessed, you feel me? Yes, but it's just not as easy as it might present itself. Right now we coming across 145th in Lenox. I had a billboard. I had my first like real billboard over here. I was a part of a campaign for AT&T when they was doing the area codes for 212, and they right over here above this Papa John's, if you was looking down on the downtown side, there's a billboard over it by it. Right above that billboard, right above that Papa John's and that KFC was a big billboard of me, with my Instagram and stuff like that. And my man Fat Joe, that's my uncle, man, he was calling me Billboard Mims, and it was dope there. That was a lot of great promo for me. It was a big testament to just the work that I was kind of getting done. And you know, it's just about leaving your legacy, man. I try to take as much as I can from all of my experiences. But sometimes, like I said, people make it a little bit harder for me. They don't appreciate me as much as they would if they didn't know who my pops was. That's why I don't really tell people, you know what I mean? Yeah, I really don't tell people until...
People you don't like that.
Yeah, that's the thing now, man. What they call it, nepotism?
Yes.
Nepotism, right? They think it's nepotism, but it's not, man. This man used to wake me up 9 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and make me sit in the studio, write, play beats. He would play beats and I had to freestyle. You feel me? We coming up the infamous 145th, man. This is Harlem. This is Harlem. I used to come over here all the time, go to the pizza shop. From out of high school, I used to leave from my high school, come here, man. I got all kinds of people over here, man. This is Harlem. I used to come shop on Broadway. Come to Harlem on 145th. You used to go to Broadway. I used to go to places like GoPro. I don't even think that's still here no more. GoPro. I used to go to Blue Jeans. I think that's what that shit was called. It's been a minute since I've been up here now. I don't really shop like that in Harlem as I do in it did in my younger years. But man, I used to come up here to Harlem 145th with my man Pachado, and we used to shop up, man, buy all the flyest shit, man, we could find, take it back to the block or take it to school. Yeah, man, shit. Man, right now we uptown, 149th and 7th. We at my high school, FDA, man. Man, if you went to FDA, you know, man. I'm a Harlem Lion to the heart, you feel me? This is where I made a lot of my bones. This is where I got exposed to like a rap recording studio in a high school. All of the ciphers at lunch, playing basketball. I was a part of all of them 04, 05. I was a part of them undefeated basketball teams here too. So y'all, you already know if you was on a team in high school in Manhattan in our division, you ain't beat us. You feel me? Y'all never beat us. You feel me? So, you know what what I mean? I'm proud of it. I'm proud of being a Lion. I'm a Lion forever. And you know, a lot of that I carry in my music too. You feel me? A lot of that pride, a lot of that culture started right here, man. So you already know, man. FDA, big FDA. Shout out to Patrick Megan, man. Shout out to my teammates. Shout out to Zani. Shout out to Charles Hamilton. Shout out to Show 2 Fly. Shout out to everybody, man. A lot of people came from here, music and all that. We got a high school hall of fame. I'm up there. You feel me? I'm in there. You feel me? I'm up there. So shout out to everybody that was from there. I think Casanat came here. My man, Mr. Don't Touch Me. Christian King, Tiani King. It's a lot of us. It's a lot of Yandy. It's a lot of rappers, a lot of successful people from this high school. So I'm just proud to be one of them, man. Shout out to everybody that came here.